So guys, I like to consider myself a patriot, and I've said this before because as the child of immigrants who sacrificed a great deal for me to live a comfortable life here, I will always feel a sense of duty to the United States. And for me to say that I am not proud to be an American would first of all feel like a big F you to my parents. It's like if you've reaped the benefits of this country, you show your appreciation by working hard and doing your best. No, I for one believe that you can be proud to be American while also thinking for yourself and not blindly agreeing with everything. And there's ways to communicate that nuance. Exhibit A.
Are you proud to be an American?
I feel like yes, but I feel like there's some changes that can be made.
Or Exhibit B.
Are you guys proud to be Americans?
I enjoy the benefits that come with living in America, but I can't say that I'm always proud of what America does on like an international level.
Now there are people who would believe that Exhibit B is a terrible take, but just because you enjoyed benefits that came with living in America, her words verbatim, doesn't mean you have to agree with everything that the government does, especially when it's our tax dollars. But it's another thing to outright hate it, and there are Americans who are proud to hate their country.
You love America.
Yes, I do.
I hate America. Every state in the USA should be an independent country. What do you think of this?
Since you hate the country, do you plan to leave?
What do you mean by that?
Do you plan to go live in another country?
No, I do not.
America is the only country where even those who hate it refuse to leave.
Yeah, it's people like that who don't deserve the benefits of living here, but hey, that's the beauty of this country and what separates us from other third world hellholes. And one thing that seems to be a constant is that the more privileged some people are in this country, the more they want to find reasons to play oppression Olympics. I mean, we've known celebrities are out of touch, and most of the time I'm like, go figure. But what was recently said on The View was a new low, because they were talking about Iran and Israel when Alyssa Farah Griffin was trying to make a point about the government when Whoopi chimed in.
Let's just remember, too, the Iranians literally throw gay people off of buildings. They don't adhere to basic human rights.
Listen, here's the thing. Let's not do that, because if we start with that, we have been known in this country to tie gay folks to the car.
I'm sorry, but where the Iranian regime is today in 2025 is nothing compared to the United States.
Keep hanging black people. So
it is not even the same. I couldn't step foot during this.
Wait. That's not what you mean to say. It is the same.
No, it's not. The year 2025 in the United States is nothing like if I step foot wearing this outfit in Toronto. No, I can't have my hair showing. I can't wear a skirt. I can't have my arms out.
I'm telling you, as a...
I literally said it was up to the Iranian people.
Yeah, this seems to be a big theme with the people on The View, because the moment that someone like Alyssa Farah Griffin says something that somewhat contradicts their leftist talking points, they then totally convolute what she's saying. Case in point here, because you just heard Sunny Hostin, I believe, saying it's for the US to judge, completely ignoring points that Alyssa was making before.
Here's where things stand. 79% of Americans agree Iran should never have a nuclear weapon. But when you go to a question around regime change, around American boots on the ground, it is significantly less popular. People do not want to get back to forever wars. They don't want U.S. troops in the Middle East. And to the best of my knowledge and everything we know publicly, the U.S. has a defensive posture in the Middle East right now. We have not, based on what is public, taken any strikes ourselves on the Iranians. It's been Israeli-led. People do not want that. We're sick of it. But there are many ways to achieve what the vast majority of Americans want, to have a safer Middle East and a safer world that does not require us going to World War III. The reality is the Iranians cannot compete with the U.S. military. They are a rogue regime. They like to sow terrorist discord in the region. They back Hamas. They back Hezbollah. Their own people, by the way, want the Ayatollah gone. But that is on the Iranians to free themselves of the Ayatollah, not on Americans.
So yeah, that was just for context, because only Whoopi comparing Iran to America was going viral. We didn't get much information as to what was being said before, but this is a classic case of someone trying to counterbalance their points. And I think that Alyssa made decent points, like that we shouldn't be providing boots on the ground in Israel's war, but we should understand that Iran's regime is dangerous, and with access to nuclear weapons, they are a threat. But no, people like Sunny wanted to make it sound like she's saying we should be active in Iran's regime change. It's mind-boggling how stupid they can be sometimes. But anyways, let's get back to Whoopi complaining about the US being as bad as Iran.
It is up to
And that's why I am saying that it is the same. Murdering someone for their difference is not good, whoever does it. It's not good. So that's why I said you weren't saying what I heard was not what you meant.
I think
that's,
it's very different to
you
live in
know.
the United States in 2025 than it is to live in Iran.
Not if you're black.
Not for everybody.
Not if you're black.
Guys, don't go to Tehran.
Okay, I am just so confused here. The original subject was Iran and whether or not we should be involved in their war, which it was agreed upon that we shouldn't. Then Sunny and Whoopi jump in, comparing Iran and US from a black person's perspective. Not only is that a far comparison, especially when you consider the fact that we don't live in Jim Crow, first of all. Second, the fact that you get to say that means you got it better than the people in Iran. And rarely do gay people get tied to cars, as they say. Let's not forget that we're in the middle of June as well, where we have Pride Month and Juneteenth. Oh, and also, we had a black national anthem at the Super Bowl, which this isn't about whether or not that should have been done. I have my opinions on that, but that's for a different time. But it just baffles me how people like Whoopi and Sunny have this chip on their shoulder, as privileged as they are, and they can't see how fortunate they are to be here. They've benefited from the American dream immensely. And look, I'm not trying to take away from the struggles that Whoopi and Sunny may have gone through to get where they are, but in all sincerity, give me a break with that crap.
Let me tell you about being in this country. This is the greatest country in the world. But yeah, I know that. I know that. And we all know that. But every day, we are worried. Do we have to be worried about our kids? Are our kids going to get shot because they're running through somebody's neighborhood? They are not big deals, and I don't mean to say they're not big deals to you, because I'm talking about here.
Nobody wants to diminish the very real problems we have in this country. That is
good.
no one's intent.
Good.
But I think it's important we remember there are places much darker than this country and people who deserve
listen,
rights.
Not
and we
everybody feels that way. Listen, I'm sorry. You know, when you think about the fact that we got the vote in 1965, as
okay, they don't have free and fair elections in Iran. It's not even the same universe.
Women.
you know what? There's no way I can make you understand.
Let me try
There's
something.
try.
It's like.
Look, there's no logical way to understand what Whoopi's saying. School shootings are bad, violence is bad, but try living in any of the Middle Eastern countries among the common folk, and then tell me that gun violence is just as bad as that. And also, I hate Whoopi's smug attitude. Like, even when Alyssa is saying, look, I acknowledge that there are some very real problems in the United States, Whoopi takes a mile with the inch given. I mean, is it really that hard to acknowledge that you have a privilege of being in this country? Then that sort of backhanded comment, there's no way for me to make you understand, to me, in the context of this conversation, I would hear, not only are you not sympathetic to my point of view, but you aren't even willing to consider any of the points that I'm making, and you're not smart enough to listen, all while doubling down on the points that you're making, even if you know they're dead wrong. That's Whoopi for you, and this is one of my major pet peeves. People who spout off about things they know nothing about. I've seen this in regular life, but it gets me especially upset when people are talking about polarizing topics, expecting you to just tell them that they're right, or if you dare push back on what they're saying, then you're being unkind or something's wrong with you. Get the hell out of here, Whoopi.
Try to reverse roles with a black person in this country, let's say, because I think that's what you're talking about.
Yes.
Just try to understand from their point of view. From that point of view, this country does not do them well. Does not go for
I
that.
completely acknowledge that.
And we shouldn't compare
relative,
atrocities.
if you're talking about Iran, of course, is doing worse things. But relatively speaking,
Joy, you know
it feels bad.
Okay, but I think you know that Iran is significantly worse.
I love how Alyssa was like, Joy, come on, you're not this dense, giving her more credit than she deserves. Honestly, I'm surprised she kept it cool as long as she did. If it were me, I would have probably gotten fired on the spot for being like, you guys are a bunch of obtuse idiots. And it saddens me because for years, Whoopi's had a large platform on The View that she could be using to foster healthy debate. With a show like this, there could be some really healthy discourse, bringing to light real issues and finding ways to collectively work to solve them. But no, people like her and Sunny just use it to sow more division. And then they say orange man bad. And again, this is America. You should call out your leaders if they are being divisive, but then be better and bring people to the table, but she can't. And it's people like her who are mouthpieces for the left and are doing nothing but driving people further and further away. But guys, I want to thank you all for watching this video as always, and if you appreciated my commentary, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to this channel, hopefully I've earned a subscription. Here's some more videos for you to watch in the meantime. Until next time, peace out.